So I'm just going to show you how I make my bouquets. These are just, I don't have as many flowers as I usually do, but it's because it's my season ended beginning of September, so these are just what's left over in my garden. But I'll show you how I wrap my bouquets and things. Also, when I harvest my flowers, I keep the same flowers in the same bucket, foliage in a separate bucket. So you, like I would leave, these are asparagus leaves in its own bucket, dahlias in its own bucket. The grass, it's in its own bucket, so when you go to arrange flowers, I would arrange them in rows, and I would just pick out of each bucket as I'm arranging. But I'm only making one today, so it's all in one bucket. So I use craft paper to wrap my my flowers, because it just gives it a nice little backdrop. But this is only 12 inches. You get a whole entire row from Uline or another shipping supplies. So I just use a ruler I have. I don't like to cut with scissors. It takes a little bit more time, so I just rip it on the edge. I don't mind having a rough edge on my flowers, because my flowers kind of like the country style, so it's a little bit rustic anyways. But if I was doing more formal wrapping, yeah, I'll take my scissors and trim it. So I like to have at least, I cut out about 20 to 24 inches off the roll, and I do this, like whatever I need, I'll just pre-cut it. I'll pre-cut a bunch and I have it already done. So what I do is I measure on my table, and I make a mark on my table so I don't have to measure each time. So my bouquet is really small, so I'm just gonna go for 20 inches. And I'm just gonna cut it at 20. So I'll actually make a mark on my table with tape or anything, and I'll just line to the edge, and I'll just keep ripping them off. So I think this roll is like 1,000 feet. So I take it and I fold it in half, like so. And I like to fold up the corners. So I fold it in half, a crease, and I take the first one and I wrap it right to the center line like this. And then depending on the size of the bouquet, it will depend on what the overlap is. So if you want for smaller bouquets, you're gonna wrap this a little bit more. If a bigger bouquet, then I will only crease it like to here. So I think this is about the size of my bouquet. So I just take that, grab my piece of clear tape, and I tape it on. And then I gotta make a hole for my flowers. So I will cut this. So it depends what bouquets, because it depends what's available in my garden. This part here will be different. So I will have a set arrangement, and I know what size that I need. So there is my flower wrapping, and I just put the bouquet in here. So I'm gonna make my bouquet right now. So usually I like to start with a focal flower, and my filler, I'm just gonna use asparagus. Usually I have a secondary flower for my filler, but this is all I've got in my garden right now. So I got asparagus leaves, I have Japanese grass, and euonymus variegated leaves. So I like to arrange things in odd numbers. I always have like odd flowers, like 7 focal flowers, 5 fillers, 3 leaves. I don't like even, because it kind of draws your eyes in a line. But if you have odd numbers, your eye goes all over the place instead of following a line, oh, like this. So I'll start with this, and I like to add my filler next because I like space between my flowers. I don't like my focal flowers touching each other if I can help it. So I will go, what I do is I actually wrap in a circle, so I keep turning it, and I cross the branches also, because it helps just to lock it in and it stays. So I'm just gonna do my fillers. I actually want to cut 2 fillers, but because I don't have that much. So I'm gonna add my other focal flower. So like spacing between, and the filler will fill the gap. And maybe I'll put a piece of grass next. So this flower, it'll just be like a wispy looking flower bundle, because this is what I have. And I like the colors together, and just the chartreuse colors of asparagus leaf and my foliage. It'll just kind of contrast and make the focal flower stand out a little bit. So I got 3 focal flowers on this. So I like to even out my filler, so it's kind of triangle instead of having it all onto one side. I'll do my foliage next, and let it sit a little bit up top because the yellow is really attractive. So it's kind of like this foliage also acts like a spike. And the stems are a little bit shorter too, but so whatever stem is the shortest in your bouquet will determine the height of your bouquet, because you are going to cut up to the shortest branch. So when you're picking your for your bouquet, make sure you are picking for the right height, because whatever is the shortest will be the height of your bouquet. So this one, this flower is facing out, so I'm going to face it out. So that's all I have in my bouquet. And so what I'll do is I will put on my elastic. You can cut this right now. So it's a different pair of scissors. So I'm going to cut. Gee, I should cut first. So there's my shortest branch, and that's where I'm going to cut down to. Usually I will have a tray here to catch all my cutting, so I'm not cutting onto my floor, because I'm doing this in my kitchen all the time. And you can look from here on, this is going to touch water, so you want to get rid of all the leaves that are going to be in the vase water, because they will cause the water to rot from bacteria, because the leaves are going to start rotting in your water. So make sure you remove any foliage that is going to be in the water vase, or the vase water. Sorry. Usually I strip the asparagus leaves off just with my hand, but this is later in the season, and so they're old. They're ready to go dormant and sleep for the winter. Okay, once I have that, I am going to put elastic on. So there's just my little small bouquet. It can go into a nice little small vase, but that's just a small bouquet. And then I will put it in my paper sleeve that I made. And so I'm going to cinch the sleeve all the way up. So you can always put the elastic up. You want to cover up the elastic band if you're using elastic band. And I'm going to crumple the bottom. So you want the sleeve to go up, and you want it to protect the flowers so that when the customers put it in a car, you know, they're going to lay like this, and it's not going to crush your flowers. So you want enough room in there and protection. And then I like to finish my bouquet off with some twine because I like the country look, country feel. So I'm just gonna take it and tie a bow. Cut a little bit too much off the sleeve. There I have my bow with foliage, wispy, and beautiful, and this will look nice. Is it good?
Up.
Yes? I'm gonna spin it. Good? Does it look nice bouquet? Good?
Show the bow. Yeah.
Okay, wait, we can't talk.
I'll
gotta do it
just
again.
mute it.